Let's switch it up, guys. Kobe Altman wins second. Did we call it a win?
No.
He finishes second for Executive of the Year. First of all, I don't give a rat's ass about Executive of the Year. I couldn't care less. But it got announced yesterday. Do we care? And is it fair that Kobe Altman wins second place for Executive of the Year? What do we think?
If he's not going to win it this year, he's not going to win it. This was the best chance, obviously, coming off the heels of the Donovan trade. And It's funny that the counterpart to that, rarely do you see the guy who gave up the superstar finish high in Executive of the Year. And Justin Zanuck finished third, although really I think Danny Ainge had his fingerprints all over that trade from Utah's perspective. The funny thing about this, Monty McNair, the Kings made all their big moves the year before. Like, this was almost like a Lifetime Achievement Award for Monty McNair for turning the Kings around. Really young GM in McNair. They kind of keep him out of the media eye. Like, he doesn't do a ton of media.
Yeah.
He was like not even signed to an extension as of a few months ago. They just extended him. He was in the last year of his deal. But, the biggest moves that the Sacramento made last year was, I think, their draft pick.
Didn't they trade for Malik Monk?
And they signed Malik Monk. That was their big move. Yeah. Their real big move was before in trading for Sabonis.
Yeah.
That's really what helped flip this thing around.
Yeah.
But in terms of the Cavs, it's a regular season award. So he gets, a lot of that is due to the Donovan trade. But, only Cavs executive to ever win this, I believe, is Wayne Embry. I think Wayne won it twice, and that's it. No other Cavs executives have ever won this award. So it's probably, when they first made the Donovan trade, I thought, well, he's a shoo-in for Executive of the Year now if they do anything at all. But finish second, and now the real work begins because now they got to fill out the rest of this roster.
This is kind of, it's a little bit dangerous a little bit in my mind because when you look at it, sometimes, we had, Brad was on the other day and sometimes, to me, when we analyze basketball, I think basketball is just like baseball, it's its own cult. So in baseball, you can brush a lot of different things away based on the time of the year you're talking about the team and the optimism that you play a bunch of games and you have time left in the season. And advanced analytics can say, well, his velocity is down. If he can do this, we'll be fine. I think in basketball, there's a thing about that too, and we're kind of living in that. Like Brad says, there's 51 games. A 50-win season is a benchmark of this league. Well, that's not supposed to be a standard. That's not a standard bearer. And if you get a guy that wins 50 games, I think did JB come in? Did he come in the Coach of the Year rankings? Was he anywhere in the top 5?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Back and look.
I'll double check. I do not believe.
Check, because my point is, if you get Kobe Altman that's in the top 5 right here, number 2, it justifies a lot of things in your mind. You'll say, well, how far were we off? I came in second in Executive of the Year, so I have to be right. I was doing something right. But you may not necessarily, because of that, go into the offseason and have a sense of urgency into improving this roster and doing what you need to do very quickly now.
Bickerstaff finished 4th in Coach of the Year.
So if you guys, so if you say we got a top 5 GM, top 5 coach, we won 50 games, home court advantage, 4 seed in the East, which is a juggernaut. All those things point to we're great, we're good.
I don't care about any of those things. I don't care that they won 50 games. Doesn't matter to me. All that matters is win a championship. You either are a team that can win a championship or you can't. Right now they're a team that can't, and that's all that matters. I don't care how many regular season games you win. Kobe Altman's not a top 5 GM. We all know that. J.B. Bickerstaff is not a top 5 coach. We all know that. These awards are so stupid. Jason, you brought up a point there about this lifetime achievement. To me, this happens in basketball more than any other sport. I heard your guy Dave McMenamin on, I can't remember what show he was on. I was flicking through the stations, and he was on, maybe it was NBA radio. I don't remember. But he was being interviewed by somebody, and they were talking about the MVP, and Dave said that he voted for Giannis, but that he thought Embiid would win it because, it's his time. Yeah. They always do that in the NBA. That's stupid. Anybody that votes for somebody because they think it's his time should lose their vote. That's embarrassing. All the voters, and you may be one of them, should be embarrassed if you do that. No offense.
I don't vote anymore.
Okay. You can't. That's ridiculous. The MVP should be the best player. I don't care if it's LeBron 32 years in a row. I don't care if it's Shohei Ohtani winning the MVP every year for the rest of his career. The best player should win. It shouldn't be about, well, this guy's already won a few times, or this guy's finished second a few times, and we got to vote him first now.
So
let's
just spread the good wealth. Let's just let everybody get an opportunity to have their day.
Kobe Bryant won 1 MVP, right?
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. How many did Shaq win? One?
I don't know how many Shaq.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, LeBron only won 4. I thought he should win more than 4.
Right, he's been the best player in the NBA. Well, not anymore, but he was for more than 4 years.
I voted for him. All 3 of the 4 years he was here, I voted for him to win MVP. He didn't win any of them.
He should. If you go to the finals 9 times in a row?
8.
Yeah.
8 times in a row?
8 in a row, yeah.
Hey, listen, no, you're the MVP. I'm sorry. I don't care what you're talking about. You are the MVP. I just think sometimes in basketball, there's this level of, I don't know, it's this gentleman's nod of, okay, well, we're going to just do this because it's protocol. For me, I've come to the conclusion, and it really hit me in my face. I was watching the Warriors and I was watching the Lakers, right? Mm-hmm. And I was watching those two teams play, and it hit me in the face that those teams with those players are on a different level. Like those veterans, LeBron and who the guys and Steph Curry, those guys are on a completely different level. To be truthful, when you watch them, the Cavs would have had no shot at beating them, even if they're an 8 seed. They have no shot at beating the Warriors, even if they're like a 6 seed. Yeah. And that is because the offense is clockwork, the clutch shooting is there, the rebound, the coaches don't have to look over and motivate, do none of that stuff. And when I look at the Kings, I say, okay, that was a nice story, but you couldn't beat those.
They played a great series, but in the end, they couldn't win.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, by the way, one other quick thing before we get back to the Cavs here real quick is that when you look at last night, I mean, you knew the Sixers were going to get crushed, didn't you? You knew they were going to get crushed. Yeah. Why did Embiid play? What was the point of playing him? Is it to get his feet wet before you go back home? I mean, you'd think, why not sit him until you lose a game?
I would have probably sat him last night because you got one. You went on the road and you got one. You're coming home 1-1.
Right.
And every team's going to say, that's not enough. We want more. Okay, fine. But coming home 1-1 is good enough.
Celtics were never losing 2 games at home.
Watch how little LeBron plays tonight. Watch how little effort he gives tonight.
Right.
Because
we already got one.
They got one.
Yeah.
They're good. Rest tonight and come home 1-1 and get ready to go. So I tend to agree. I would have sat Embiid, come home 1-1, and now he's ready to go, hopefully.
Yeah. Anyway.